Good morning. I'm going to just chat for a few minutes while people are coming on. It's the first day of our Magic Carpet Ride samples. So we have quite a few people signed up. So some of you will be coming in a few minutes. Some of you will be coming for the replay. I'm so excited about this. Good morning, Jennifer. I did this a couple of years ago with a different program I was doing, and it was so nice to share the samples of what I have going in the big programs. So Jennifer, I'm just kind of chatting for a couple of minutes, letting people come on, and we'll see who comes. Good morning, Lisa. And then I'll get started. So what we're doing here, some of you are signed up already. Some of you may be just coming on for the live and not really knowing what you're getting into. But I do want to draw your attention to what would you call it? Like the comments in this live. There's a lot of different links. Hi, Jennifer. And hi, Pat. It's so nice to see you here. Hi, Lisa. Okay, so to start off with, we are here for a sampling of the Magic Carpet Ride program. The Magic Carpet Ride program is my baby. About a year ago, I got this like light bulb moment, which brought together 20 years. It was like 20 years of a culmination of things that I've been wanting to share, and I understood suddenly how to package it. So that's why we're here today, because all week long, well, for 2 weeks, but the full week is one piece, and then the second week will be a repeat, but in the afternoon, and for those of you who can't make it in the morning. Of a sample of the Magic Carpet Ride program. Magic Carpet Ride program is, in short, it's my way of, I'm a healer and I do readings and coaching and all of this, but I really want to help people do it themselves, to be able to know how to access their intuition on demand and get their Reiki Master Certificate, so that that's a whole very intricate piece of understanding your energy and how to help yourself and others. So there's a lot in the program, and I'm not going to spend a lot of time about all those details today, because we're going to dive right into a module. In the Magic Carpet Ride program, there's modules every single week. It's a 6-month program. Every week is mind, body, spirit, and manifesting. And those of you who have signed up should have an email with a link to the vault. Also, in this post right here, there is a free link of the sample vault. So if you just read where I wrote today's post right here in this video, the link is there. If by any chance you guys are having trouble, if anybody has trouble, good morning, Carolyn. If anybody has trouble finding the link or accessing the vault, just send me a message or write it here in the comments, and I will help you out. So every day for this week, we're going to do about a 30-minute time together. We're going to start off with a little bit of a meditation, and the meditation will be to do with what we're working on. And every day we're going to focus on one module in the vault. And then you can go to the vault with the link and go through the practice yourself. And you'll find every module has a journal link. It's called Penzu. It's just an app. It's free, but it's a nice place to keep any journal entries if that's your desire. Okay? All right, it's raining there, Pat. I see you put happy wet morning. All right, how everything I'm saying so far, is it making sense? And does anybody have any questions? Because I know it's a lot of information and it's our first day together. So I want to make sure everybody is kind of on the same page. And while I'm waiting for you to answer, Sure, Carolyn. You're not in that vault. In the, let me see if I can do this. I'm going to do it on my phone to show you guys. Let me go, I'm going to go to my live. Okay, so see here, here's my live. Here I am talking underneath. And above the live, there's all kinds of links. See the blue links? And let me make sure. Okay, this middle link right here, it talks about the vault. If you push that, it's going to bring you to a sample. Just get the newsletter thing out of the way. It's going to bring you a sample of the Magic Copyright Vault. And as you scroll up, you're going to find, some of these aren't active because it's a sample and you can't be in, like, get into the real program unless you join. So, but if you scroll up, here are all the different modules. So today we're going to do body. So I'm going to click on body. And this will bring us to what we're working on today. This is a module, and this is about the body. So your question, Carolyn, here's the journal link. If you click on the journal link button, it's going to bring you to a journal app called Penzu. It's free. All you have to do is sign up. I'm already signed in, so that's why this looks that way. But if you click on the button, at the bottom it says don't have an account, where it says sign up here, that's what you'll want to click if you don't have an account. This journal app has nothing to do with my program. I just use it because it's very convenient. That button's everywhere on all the modules. Does that make sense? Does that help you guys? So every day this week, you can go in and you can look at all the modules right away. And today is the body module, so you'll click on the body module button. Does that help? And does anybody have any questions? And just so you know, this Magic Copyright program, it's a 6-month program, and you'll be seeing lots of me on here. We're going to be doing lots of samples and stuff. And the actual program starts August 28th. So if you're curious about, hey, I love this so much and I want to join her, when does it start? August 28th. Okay. All right. Does anybody else have any more questions? And we're going to just get started. Okay, I'm hoping that, because I don't see, sometimes on the lives it's kind of funny, the comments don't come across while you guys are actually writing them. Now I'm hearing myself. All right, I think we're good. All right, so let's start out with a little bit of a meditation. So our subject today for the body module is about befriending parts of our body that we don't love or that are uncomfortable. So they make us, either we don't like the look of them or we don't like the feel of them. Or here's one more thing. We have a belief around it, such as something that's been instilled in us a long time ago. So maybe all the women in my family get arthritis in their hands. That's a belief. Your hands may be fine right now, but maybe that's something that you're worried about. So just kind of let that marinate in your mind. Just pick one, because we're only in a little time period here. Pick one thing that you're either worried, you don't like, or you're uncomfortable with somewhere in your body. in our meditation, and then we're going to talk about this, and our end goal here is to befriend and love that part of us, maybe change our mindset, and also introduce some good feelings to that part of our body. So in our meditation, we're just going to spend about 3 minutes in that one thing that you're choosing. All we're going to do is bring our mind there and sit with it and breathe with it. So going back to our hands, if it's your hand, all you would do is draw your attention to your hand and just sit with it. Just sit with the feeling of your hand. Put your mind in that body part, whatever it is, and just breathe. Just breathe and breathe. So we're just going to relax around it. Does that sound okay? Let me hear some yeses so I know we're on the same page here. All right, I'm going to set my alarm. All right, so we're going to meditate for 3 minutes. I'm going to bring you into a nice meditation, help you relax. Thank you, Lisa. Help you relax. And all we're going to do is bring our attention to the body part that you would like to have feel different, look different, or have a different story around. Okay? Starting the timer. Give yourself a nice deep breath. Let's do some simple inhales and exhales, bringing yourself, your attention within you. So if you've been worrying, if you've been thinking about other things, just bring it all together in your body. George is snoring in the background. Bringing in a nice deep breath. And exhale. One more time. Inhale. Big, big, big inhale. Exhale. Okay, keeping your eyes closed, I want you to bring your attention to the body part that we're going to spend some time together with. So, bringing your attention, you don't have to use your eyes on the outside because we're going to start using our inside eyes and our inside feelings, our inside listening. Bring your attention to the body part that you would like to improve, create a different story around, or create more comfort around. Just bring your mind to it. Let your mind just settle in with it. Don't try to change anything, and try to let your mind stay quiet. Later on, we'll be busier with saying things to it. But right now, it's just sitting with it, being the observer. You can even imagine holding it, touching it with your hands. And just breathing in and out. Letting any thoughts about this situation or this area of your body kind of bubble to the top. But don't try, just sit with it. We have 30 more seconds. Just slowly breathing in and out. Bringing your attention to that one body part. Trying to keep your mind quiet. Okay. All right. So letting go of that and opening your eyes. So we're going to have a little discussion about that body part. If anybody is just popping on now, what we're doing is focusing on one body part that we would like to change the story, change the comfort level, or change how it looks. We're not happy with it. And then what we're going to do, bringing your attention back to that body part, I do want you, and this is a good place to have a pen and a piece of paper or a pencil or something to write on or take a note. I want you to tell a little story in your mind about it. What's the problem? What do you feel is the problem? We don't need to say it's the problem because usually our stories are around whatever it is that's going on. But just take a moment to either think and write down, what's the problem with this body part? Why don't I like it? What is the feelings I have around it that are uncomfortable? What's the stories I may have around it? Just let your hand kind of write it out. Don't think about it. Doesn't matter if it's neat or good English or anything like that. Just write and write and write. Why don't I like it? Why doesn't it feel good? What was I told in my history that might happen? And as you're contemplating it, what we're doing here is we want to make friends with that body part. So as you're thinking about these things that may be negative, because that's where we're sitting right now. We never stay there long, but it is good to be the observer of what's going on. I want you to kind of understand what it would be like from the perspective of this body part as you're writing these things down. So you may be saying it hurts. You might be saying I'm worried you're going to do something bad to me later. Or you may be saying that it's not a pretty body part, or it's too big, or it's too little, or it's not right, right? And think about this story that you're telling from the perspective of the body part. Let your mind kind of be in two places at once. How you're feeling about it, and as if this body part, I keep pointing to my shoulder, as if this body part has feelings, and how does it feel about what you're feeling about it? Is there a perspective that you are two separate things? And would you treat it differently if you were really, truly considering that one, you're one thing, and two, is there room for improvement in the relationship? So you want to take a couple of notes around that. And then once you're done writing, a lot of what the Magic Carpet Ride is about creating a different perspective so you can see things in a different way, so you can clear the stuff that may be in the way of your happiness, of you creating your best life. Hi, Margaret. Right now we're focusing on choosing a body part that you don't like, that you might have a story about, or that may be uncomfortable. And then what we're doing is we're focusing on the stories that we have created around that and entertaining the idea of what it would feel like to be that particular body part with your perspective around it. And then the idea of us being the same, you know, we're in relationships with people, right? And it's really almost, we're all connected. Everything's connected. Everything on the planet is connected. So as much as we try to create a relationship with other people, sometimes we do the same thing to our body, like it's a separate entity, right? Like it's letting us down, or like it's almost, what I see in my head, it's almost like it can become an extension of us, whatever this thing is that we don't like, to take our frustrations out on. That's right, Pat. Everything is connected. And the way that whatever we're thinking about it, whatever our story is about it, whether it's connected to us, whether it's outside, what we perceive is to be outside of us, how we feel about it, our stories that we tell, and how we may obsess about it affect the energy and frequency in the entire picture, right? What are you guys thinking about that? Can you tell me, if you don't mind, what part of your body are you focusing on? What part of your body is the piece of your body that you may like to have a different story or a different feeling about? If you guys could share that with me. It's always nice to be able to see what other people are like dealing with, because sometimes there's camaraderie, right? For me, your brain, Lisa, that's a good one. For me, a lot of times, one thing that catches me is I'll walk by the mirror, and I've always been like this. My eye, if I look in the mirror, my eye goes to my stomach. It always goes to my stomach. And I've been working on that lately, like just like loving it and touching it and asking for it to relax. Pat, my wrists, yes, with arthritis, yes. Very good. Anybody else? As you guys watch the replay, I'd love to hear too what you're working on. And so, okay. So when we focus on something, and I know you guys, like, if it's something, especially if something hurts, like Pat, your wrists hurt, right? And it's hard to pretend they don't, because it freaking hurts, right? So, but also what we pay attention to, what we focus on, what we put our energy into. It's funny, the universe doesn't determine like, oh, she's thinking angry thoughts, or she's thinking loving thoughts, or she's thinking improvement thoughts, or she's thinking whatever thoughts, right? It's just energy. Energy is energy. It's not like the universe, like we send out this energy and we may have different feelings that we're sending out, and the universe does not say, oh, that's angry energy. Oh, this is, you know what I mean? There's no determination. There is a frequency, but the frequency is coming from us. It's how we feel about it. We create the frequency, and then the energy around us determines what to do with it. So when we do focus on whatever it is, whether it's good, whether it doesn't feel good, we usually get more, because the universe is like, oh, look, she's really focusing on that. She must need that, or she must want that, which doesn't make sense with pain, right? Because who wants that? But we live in a frequency-based reality, and the frequency is determined by the energy that we're putting out. So, and you know, what comes to mind, I'm just going to say this out loud because it just popped through my head, is the idea of prayer. When we're praying, or when we're hoping for better things for ourselves or someone else, we're hoping at a frequency usually of improving things. So that's when prayers work. And I'm not getting into religion any which way here, but when prayers work, a lot of that has to do with, we're all connected, right, Pat? So it has to do with that energy. It's like Reiki. We're sending out that healing, feel better energy. Hi, Ellen. I'm going to take a sip of coffee. Ellen, just catch you up super quick. We're focusing on a part of our body that we may have a story about that we don't like or that hurts. And we're talking about our relationship with that. Okay, so we're going to do a little exercise. If you have your body parts that you want to have a better relationship with, one, let's consider that it is us. It is us. So when we talk about it, when we talk to it, you're talking to yourself. So just keep that in mind, you know, the love and the understanding. So what we want to do, bring your attention to your area that you would like to have a different feeling about. And what we're going to do, close your eyes, take a couple of deep breaths. Now, the Magic Carpet Ride is all about creating situations where you can use your intuition. I would never say to someone, you don't have gifts, you don't have your intuition, you don't have, I won't say that. Because, and I'm not one to say, well, you might have one thing or the other, like clairvoyance or clairaudience or whatever it may be. I'm here to tell you, you have it all. We just forgot. We forgot. We have not, we don't know how to do it sometimes. But everybody can do it. So the Magic Carpet Ride is all about that. Like just finding, recalling, finding your magic. So let's focus on that. We're going to focus on the part of our body that doesn't feel good or doesn't look good or has a story. And I want you to imagine that you can put your mind right there. So, and I just felt this, so I'm going to say it out loud. It's not about bringing the sensation, say it's my wrist. It's not about focusing on your wrist. What I want you to do is literally kind of imagine putting your whole mind, so you're bringing your intuition to the area of your body that you want to work on. And then we're going to start a little communication. So you might want to write this down as you go. This may not work for you the first time, so don't stress if it doesn't. You have, you know, this whole week to play with it or whenever. So if you bring your mind to your body part, and the first question I want you to ask as you take a deep breath and just relax is, how are you? How are you? How are you, body part? Just listen. If you get an answer, you might want to write it down. So just relax. And those of you who, I hear this a lot at the beginning when people do this, those of you who might say, I think this might be my imagination. I don't know, I heard this, but I think it might be my imagination. Just forget about that. So what if it's your imagination, you're hearing stuff? Okay, so we're asking, how are you? And write it down. My daughter's texting me from work. All right, the next question I want you to ask, what do you need? What do you need? Just listen. So the ways that you might get information, you might actually hear words in your mind. You might get a flash of a picture. You might have a memory that pops up. Any of those things is good information. So you're asking, what do you need? Another question you might want to ask is, what happened? What happened to you? And imagine it's like you're speaking to someone that you love. You love so much. You love them so much. You really want to hear the details. What happened? Why do you hurt? Why do I focus on this? Where did this all start? What happened? Okay, so you may have a few answers. I would love to hear if anybody gets answers about any of those questions. Please share it with the group. I'd love to hear. I'm one of those people, or one of those teachers, I guess you would say, that I love interaction. Doing a live with only seeing you guys, like your words, is a little frustrating for me, but it is what it is. So I'd love to hear if you're getting any of those answers, what you heard, or any little epiphanies. Okay, so the next part of this is I want you to think about, what do you love on your body? What do you love? Do you love your eyes? Do you love your hands? And it could be because you like the look of them, you like what they do, you like how it affects other people, you know? Maybe like people will tell me, oh, your eyes are pretty, right? So maybe it's just from, you know, you've had positive reinforcement, or they, you know, you have a very strong, I don't know, thighs, anything that you can honestly say that you love. What do you love? And then what I want you to do is spend a minute with that body part. Feel it. Like, feel the satisfaction, feel the love for it, feel the strength in it, feel the beauty of it. Or just plain feel the neutrality of it, that it doesn't hurt, and you don't, maybe it's a place that you don't really think about because it's never given you any trouble. So yay, thank God for that, right? But I want you to recognize the feeling of the difference between a body part that is either neutral or wonderful to you versus something that bothers you. Hurt, stress, overworked. I heard that. I don't want my dark brown eyes. That's awesome. Okay. So once you start to register what that good feeling feels like, what that, because basically you have one body part you're not super happy about, and then you have another body part that you love. You just love it. It's great, and it's happy, and it feels good, right? And then what I want you to do is take that good feeling and bring it to the body part that wasn't feeling so good or you're not so happy with. Imagine that feeling. So the practice here is you're changing the vibration around the not so happy body part. Because usually by the time a body part is, you know, we're disgruntled with it, a lot has happened, right? Whether it's trauma, whether it's, you know, it started with a little bit of pain and grew, whether, you know, whatever it may be, that, you know, it doesn't happen overnight usually, that you're unhappy with something. And it also could be something that's been a lifelong thing. Like, you might have been 10 years old and looked at something in the mirror and said, that's not my favorite. And then you know, somebody, you're in a relationship at 25 and they're like, I love your stomach. And I'm like, oh, I've never liked it very much. So, you know, it's a lifelong story. So there's a vibration there. There's a frequency there around the thing that you don't feel so good about. So if you start to focus on understanding what part of your body you love and you feel really good about it, and then you start to bring that feeling to the place that you're not used to feeling good, you will change the frequency. Now, Pat, I'm not saying that all the pain will go away in your hands. I could never promise that to somebody, but I do know, as I know you know, that we have the ability to heal our body no matter what. There's no rules that well, this applies to this but not to that, right? Like, we can choose surround our belief system. We can choose to believe that anything is possible. Anything and everything is possible. But if we choose to believe that, we can't choose a couple of things that doesn't apply to, right? So, but we do have solid belief systems within us that we have been taught stuff like, your teeth don't grow back, or your eyes don't heal after, you're 40 and your vision's starting to go, or, whatever those things are, or a limb doesn't grow back, right? Those are things that we've been taught are impossible, and it's very hard to change a belief that's literally in our DNA. But if you do start to entertain that anything is possible, then Pat, stuff like that, like being able to heal the pain in your hands, is possible. But it's changing that vibration, changing the feelings that we have about it. And there's a lot of other things about it too, right? That usually, like around hands, that's part of your heart chakra area. Oh, good for you, Pat. That's awesome. Pat says, I know better. My eyes got better last year. Yeah. It's where you focus, right? It's where you focus. When we focus our attention on something, we are so blessed, right? I'm laughing because we're so blessed that what we focus on, we get. Can anybody tell me, like, how does that apply to your life? And so I'm not one to say this is good or this is bad, because in my evolution, I've learned, that's duplicity, and there really is no good or bad. But as humans, we believe there's good and bad, right? So who here has experienced, and I would love to hear, like, the situation, what you focus on, you get. What you focus on becomes bigger. What you focus on, you get more of. It's like you have that really, really bad date, and then you have another bad date, and then all of a sudden you're not dating because every date sucks, and then you try to go back to dating and the date sucks. Not to say, I mean, that's probably a bad, it's kind of where, that's kind of how it went for me, but but I do believe that when we focus on it, we're creating it, because we're creative beings. Lisa, brain, image of a blank playing card, think Alice in Wonderland, standing over my brain. Need rest, feel like a test tube or experiment, closed, covered, protected, stating no more experiments. If no more experiments, then image of playful pinball machine game, fun versus broken or scattered. That's amazing, Lisa. Like, thank you so much for sharing and for your imagery. And I feel, when I'm reading it, I feel such an ability or opportunity to embrace what is. And it also feels like maybe like a temporary chaos. Wow, that's amazing. Thank you for sharing. All right. Well, as I'm wrapping up, please share anything you want to. The more you share, the better. I'm happy to, talk about whatever you're sharing, any questions you may have, anything like that. So the link that you have, like the link that you got in your emails today, well, I'm going to back up. Those of you who just popped on and didn't know what you were getting into, if there's anybody here like that, please do me a favor and let me know that you want to follow through for the rest of the week. Even with the replays is fine. And I need your email, although you might be in my list, so that I can make sure and put you on the email list for this 5-day sample. Those of you who did get an email and who are signed up, I'm going to send you 4 more links or 4 more emails for each day. And we'll be meeting back here. But if I put you on there, then you'll get the reminder 30 minutes early. So that, it's just an extra reminder to come on. Please make sure, use the link, and you also got an email if you're signed up with the link too. Go in the vault, see what you think. If you have any questions about anything, go ahead and send it out. And also, just know that there's a few buttons that are there for show, but they don't work because they're literally part of the program, and this is just a sample. So I'm going to talk just for a couple of minutes about the Magic Carpet program. The Magic Carpet program is 6 months. It's 2 certificates. It's Reiki Master Teacher Certificate that we study Reiki for the whole 6 months. And there's a whole Reiki vault that's separate than the Magic Carpet Ride vault. And then you get a Magic Carpet Ride Facilitator Certificate, which is about taking people or yourself on mind trips. Mind trips are like guided imageries, and this is where all the magic happens and where we find the ways to turn on our intuition and talk to people on the other side, talk to our higher selves, find our guides, all of that stuff. Like I said, my goal is to help you guys do that on your own so that you can get your own answers, and then you can learn how to do it for other people. So the other things that have to do within the program is there's group calls twice a week. You get one-on-one, 6 of them for the 6 months with me. And there's also a Reiki healing circle every week, so you get to come and practice. There's a lot of other stuff, but I'm not going to just, go on and on about it. The link above, there is also a link that will send you to an information page and a video about the Magic Carpet Ride. If any of this is like, whoo, I want to try this, I want to talk more about it, I want to find out more about it, let me know. And I am offering also little free consultations so that you can learn about the program, a little mini reading. We can just get to know each other and hang out and see if the Magic Carpet Ride is a good fit for you, or any of my other services. But I'm like really this next couple of weeks I'm focusing on the Magic Carpet Ride. Okay, anybody have any questions? I'm so glad that you guys came in and showed up. We'll be here every day, 10 a.m. And each day, we did body today, we're going to do mind, spirit, manifesting, and mind trip. I think we're going to do the mind trip on Friday, so that's a guided imagery to go explore the non-physical. Oh, and the other thing, tonight at 6, I'm afraid I'm telling you the wrong time. Hold on. Tonight at 6 or 7, I have to double check to make sure I'm telling you the right time. We're having a Magic Carpet Ride roundtable. So the roundtable is a gathering for this whole community, and we're meeting on Zoom so we can actually talk to each other, see each other's faces, and we'll be doing other things. It won't be like as heavy as this time right here. We're going to do a mind trip. There's a raffle for some free reading. We're going to do little breakout rooms to have some deep, interesting discussions with other unicorns if you happen to be, if you happen to relate to Weird Barbie. All right, and it's at 7 p.m. So that link is also in this post. If you go up, if you haven't signed up yet to come, all you have to do is sign up. It's free, and we'll meet on Zoom tonight, and also there's another one for next Monday. So if tonight isn't good, next Monday you can come to same time. All right, Pat, great, love your teachings. Wish I had money to do the paid part. Oh, Pat, we have to kind of help you figure that out. I know. All right, well, I am so glad, Pat, I'm so glad you came. I'm so glad to spend time with everyone. Reach out, say hello in Messenger if you'd like, if you have any questions. And I will be checking in with everyone to see if you're interested in getting together. All right, I think that's it. Carolyn, you're welcome. You're very welcome. I'm so glad you're here. All right, so I will see, hopefully, many of you tonight at 7 o'clock at the Magic Carpet Round Table. All right. Bye, you guys. Have a beautiful day.